Men Hurt Too. Unmasking the stories behind the strong faces. Introducing the men's anthology project, Men Hurt Too. Unmasking the stories behind the strong faces. National book release, January 10, 2026. Virtual launch, January 8 live on the Stephanie M. Seaton YouTube channel, The Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. 10 amazing authors, 10 powerful stories, 1 unforgettable movement. These men come from different walks of life, but share one mission: to tell the truth behind the strength, to unmask the pain behind the smile, and to let their voices finally be heard. This project is led by visionary author Stephanie M. Seaton and features men who are ready to speak openly about hurt, healing, faith, and freedom. Get ready for transparency. Get ready for transformation. Get ready for a book that will change the lives of men everywhere. Men Hurt Too. Unmasking the stories behind the strong faces. Coming January 2026. Special episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show on Tuesday, November 25, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. Join us for a night of prayer and thanksgiving. Make sure to tune in.
Thank you for tuning in. A live stream new episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show will be starting soon with your host, minister, and author Stephanie M. Seaton.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, email Stephanie at stephaniemseatontheauthor@gmail.com.
Well, hello. Welcome to the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. I'm so happy that you have tuned in with us tonight for another amazing episode. Tonight, we have a first-time guest. We have Miss Gloria Armstrong in the house. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Very glad that you could be here with us tonight. I have had the pleasure of being at 2 events now with Miss Gloria, and she has an amazing business she's going to be telling you about tonight. We're going to hear her story of life. We're going to hear her business ventures, and then she's going to give you some contact information on how you can get in touch with her as well. Okay. So listen, go ahead, like, tag, share. Make sure that you go ahead and grab your popcorn, whatever you need, so you can sit back and enjoy this episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. Okay. All right, Miss Gloria, you good?
I'm good. I'm great.
All right. Well, guess what? We're going to kick it off with our very first question of the night. Okay. So our very first question that we ask all of our guests is, Miss Gloria, please tell the viewing audience, who is Gloria Armstrong?
Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. So my name is Gloria Armstrong. I am from Fort Worth. I am the oldest of 4 children. In my situation, I'm adopted into a Christian home. So my younger years before the age of 7 was very chaotic. I've been in situations to where at a very young age, I lost my biological parents. One wasn't even a year old before my biological mother passed. And then from there, I've been in and out of foster homes. I was in one foster home to where I was so malnourished. And when my parents, the parents now, whose last name I share, adopted me, they had told my parents that she's not going to work no further than a first grade education for the rest of her life. And my mother was like, I don't believe so. So she instilled in me studying, reading, knowing about all of our African-American ancestors, history, travel. And with that, it helped me to grow. Yeah. And before I graduated from high school, my parents had a teeny tiny like a retail store type. And at this time I had obtained my cosmetology license. So with that, I ran with it. Now I've worked jobs and didn't start getting into the business bug until I've had my daughter. And with funds being tight, I started doing hair because I did my own. I couldn't afford to go anywhere else, so I started doing my own. And from there, it got me into the entrepreneurial space to where I went to college at the Art Institute of Fort Worth, obtaining a degree, tried to obtain a degree in fashion retail management, because I worked in a salon for 2.5 years. Right. And I knew all of the ins and outs of how to open a salon, how to display, how to treat customers and things of that nature. So with that, fast forward in 2010, I moved to Dallas with the hopes that I could get in immediately into a salon, but then that was not God's direction for me at that time. So I had to work a customer service job, which in itself became a valuable key for me. And I was like, well, with customer service, whatever you do, you have to deal with customers. So with that, that's what led me to getting into my business, first with hairstyling, hair braiding, and then after working in a salon at JCPenney and at Ulta for a period of about 1.5 years, one salon 1.5 years, one salon 2, I realized that customers were being pressured to buy things that they didn't necessarily have the money to get. Like they can't, working in a predominantly Black salon, we're not going to buy retail like the white salons. We're going to be in a chair every week or every 2 weeks. Right. With that, I've noticed that there were people coming in with issues with hair loss, and took a class because, as one that suffers from alopecia myself, I don't want to spend the money to go into India or to a foreign country to get a procedure that I had no real solidified knowledge on. So I came across a YouTuber that was offering classes on how to make wigs and pieces and ventilating and doing things of that nature. So this is what got me into where I am at now. And with the added bonus, there are women that like to wear the bonnets. And I figured, well, why wear just a bonnet? Wear it stylishly, because you have women wearing bonnets to airports and stores. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to wear a bonnet, flip it up, do it up. So, do something. So that's where I am at. I will, care for our women, how we look, our appearance. So what I'm doing now is helping them so that they will be able to go out and face the world and say, okay, they can look and say, well, your hair, what happened? I just got into a little insider with someone to hook me up. So, So
you said a lot of good stuff right there, Gloria, and we're going to unpack some of the things that you just talked about. First of all, let me say, we as Black women spend a lot of money on our hair. Yes. Okay. We do spend, we may not buy the products per se, but the process of getting it done and all the ins and outs of keeping it up, that every 2 weeks or monthly or, whatever it is that you get done, we do spend quite a bit of money on hair. And if you're paying that money and getting your hair done, but you're losing your hair, that's a big deal. If your hair is falling out and you can't keep it up. So with you taking all of that into consideration and not only creating a hair care line, but creating the wigs, the ventilation system, I mean, I want to call them the glitz and glam bonnets,
Mhm.
with you doing all of that, that is like standing in the gap in a major way, Gloria. So
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much for that. I've had the pleasure to be able to venture a couple of events with you where
Mhm.
I've actually seen your table, and I have seen the amazing things that you have going on, and it is eye catching.
Yes.
All the things that you've got going because you're thinking outside of the box.
Mhm.
And I think that, that's what a true entrepreneur does. What, right?
Yes.
We think outside of the box and
Mhm.
to tap into a market that is definitely relevant.
Mhm.
And you happen to know personally because you've had your own personal struggles in this area.
Mhm.
That right there, that makes it not only a job but a passion.
Yes.
So you're doing something that I can tell you're passionate about.
Mhm.
A lot of people can vendor, candles or whatever, but it's different when you pick a baby that you have an investment in.
Yes.
You put your heart into that, and I could tell, when I met you the first time, and as a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
when I saw you and I heard your presentation, which this time I heard more information than I did the first time. And
Mhm.
so I was like, wow, we all go through so many struggles and so many journeys, but when you have someone that wants to help out and turn around and give back, that's what it's about. So I want to thank you for doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
Let's kind of dive into that a little bit.
Mhm.
I want to throw out there that, we talked a little bit before we went on camera. You're also a woman of faith, a woman of God. You talked about how you have been healed and delivered. And, that in itself says relationship,
Yes.
relationship with Christ.
Mhm.
It's different than just going through the act. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mhm.
And that, I believe, is what has called you into doing a service to
Mhm.
the community and wanting to do a service to other people. Can you
Mhm.
talk to us a little bit from that angle?
Yes. So I had to learn because I'm in several ministries,
Hmm.
and I am told that whatever I do, I have a 9 to 5, which is security, which a lot of people will be like, well, that's your ministry, because you're protecting, what belongs to God. And I look at this business as protecting what belongs to God. So I'm, um, I take value in what belongs to God. I don't flounder it around. I don't waste it. I don't do
Hmm.
anything out of the out of the norm,
Yeah.
or how would you say, pimp my services out, or
Oh, that's a good one.
prostitute my services out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I put it in the hands of God. Okay, God, what do you do? Is this the person for me to service?
Right.
Give me a sign as to what
Hmm.
I'm to look for.
Hmm.
Give me an inkling to where I can see the red flag before I say, God, wave the red flag, because he can
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
like, I don't have to do any red flag waving.
That's
I'll
right.
give you enough just for you to step in. And if you see something that gives like an unction in spirit that it is a
Yeah.
red flag,
Yeah.
that's your red flag. So,
Hmm.
so dealing with people that are wanting nickel and dime, for example. Well, I've worked hard for this. I invested great money into taking these courses. So when I give you a price, just think the price I had to pay to take these courses.
There you
And
go.
you got to understand, I can't just give stuff away. Um, I can give it to you for a price and say, okay, well, this is how much it costs to buy this. This is how much costed for the time to make it. And that's how I do that. Do look at that as value
Yeah.
of God's gift to me to
Yeah.
serve or be a ministry to others. So
Yeah. What comes to mind listening to you talk and kind of thinking about what you were saying is you work as unto God. You are committing your work and the passion that you have for this business as unto the Lord. And I will say this, when I say we have got to get to a point that we don't want or expect discounts for services, because that's not something that you can do any and everywhere, number one. And number two, as entrepreneurs, we're already taking risks. Exactly. We're already spending a lot overhead to even sell a product, you know. Exactly. And when you first start a business, you're not really making profit.
Exactly.
So you definitely cannot afford to, you know, cut costs and you know, give out a whole bunch of discounts. And then not only that, from the buyer's perspective, why not treat yourself? Exactly. Why not actually, you know, treat yourself? If you work hard on your job and you want to get your hair done, you want to buy a book, you want to publish a book, whatever it is that you want to do, why don't you just, you know, pay the price and not even think about discounting yourself? Exactly. Because in a sense, that's you're saying you're not worthy of paying the price of that service or of that, you know, gift. So I want to bring that point up as well. But let's kind of go on to talk about this. So we kind of know a little bit about how you got started, Miss Gloria. We know that you're a licensed cosmetologist. You were having some issues with your hair, and you were talking a little bit about that. So was that what inspired you to get started in the hair care line specifically, or what kind of got you into launching the hair care line?
What got me launching was in 2019, a few days before my 50th birthday, I decided to treat myself into doing a vegan line. I first went head hard into vegan, which meant I cut out all meat, all animal products, and it's been like that for 5 years. So I looked at it as to where I'm hearing a lot of customers when I was working in the salons. Well, I'm allergic to this or I'm allergic to that. Products that they were encountering were made out of synthetics, chemicals, alcohol, things that would disrupt their skin and would irritate. So I was like, well, Lord, let me find something natural, because we're in the age now that we're wearing our natural hair now. So God, give me an idea to where I can get something that will be more palatable for people that are inquiring about shampoos, hair products that won't strip the hair's natural moisture. Proteins and what have you, because you have people that are allergic to silicone. You have a lot of silicone-based conditioners, and some people can't handle that particular formula of conditioner because it irritates the skin. Plant-based, because my take on it is this: God created the animals, he also created plants. So anything God made, it's not going to hurt us. He's doing it to prosper us, not to hurt us. So I went in, I did my research, and I came across this line, and I'm getting feedback as to where, oh, I love this product. Can you give me this? Or can you order this for me? And I have to look at it as, okay, let me see if I can order a little bit, and if I can get more, if I get a great response, okay, there's my product niche. Let me go ahead and get this, because it's whatever makes the customer feel comfortable. And you have to get yourself out of that equation for a little bit, because if I can't fathom, let's say, coconut oil, but I have a customer that says, well, my skin does well with coconut oil. Then if I can find a natural product with virgin unrefined coconut oil and give it to the customer, I did something for that customer. So,
Right. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense because, we have a lot of people with allergies and things of that sort. A lot of people even changing to the vegan eating,
mhm.
so that is something that's going across the board, the vegan lifestyle. So I think that is amazing that you were able to come up with that. Um, Talk to us a little bit about the custom pieces and wigs that you make. Now, do you make these ahead of time or are these custom to order?
Custom to order. I did a YouTube video showing how if someone wanted to get a full lace wig,
Hmm.
what I do, how I construct the cap from the ground up. And if they're needing like a closure piece,
Hmm.
um, I can figure out what size they're wanting to customize it. And instead of plucking hairs and bleaching knots, what I do is a process to where I take lace and rit dye it and customize color of like the frontal lace to
Hmm.
match their skin tone and
Mm.
make it to where uh, it can be glueless. So
Okay. Okay.
if you're wanting glueless, we can do that. Preferably, that's what I do because you have a lot of young ladies now that are losing hair around their perimeter
The
edge
edges. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the chemicals that's in lace glue.
Yeah.
So uh,
Okay.
it's whatever it takes to resolve an issue
Yeah.
to where they won't have to suffer dramatically. So.
I like that. I like that. Was it any one particular person that inspired you to, kind of get into all these different businesses and become a true entrepreneur? Was it one particular person that stood out?
Um, oh boy, there was my grandmother who was a cake designer.
Okay.
My dad who had a side hustle photography, and then of course my mom, sold she sold things like baskets and things of that nature. So um, they're the ones that inspired me. My mom's like, well, you do hair, you can do this, you can do that. So why don't you go on ahead and just do your little mobile salon? And I did that for a while. And then I got tired of that. I didn't get tired of doing hair. I got tired of standing up behind the chair because after 2.5 to 3 years working on a salon, you're going to get pretty tired. And
Yeah.
then number two, you want to branch out. So
Right.
that's what I've done because with my mom and my grandmother, they branched out. So
Mhm.
my grandmother not only designed cakes, but
Okay.
she branched out into catering. And my
Oh.
mom does baskets, and she was selling little girls' clothes. And she said, "Okay, well, I want to branch out." So she started making little baskets and things of that nature. With me, my case is um, doing hair, wanting to do wigs, decided to branch out and sell retail, and working on my threads on the hanger clothing line. So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
those that told me to don't just do something and stay there,
That's
branch
right.
out. So,
Branch out. Expansion.
mhm.
Okay. So tell us what to expect with threads on a hanger.
Well, threads on the hanger. What I'm planning on doing is just going by making small pieces. Um, I Right now I'm doing like accessory types like handbags and things of that nature.
Hmm.
And then eventually, if I see something that would be like a little niche for someone,
Hmm.
then I can just go ahead and go into um, designing clothing,
Okay.
upcycling clothing and things of that nature. And I'll go into the special orders of that because you have a lot of people that are buying or fast fashion, mass production, and
Right.
it
Right.
lasts for like 3 to 6 months and then it's out in the landfill. So instead of putting it in the landfill,
Yeah.
why don't
Mm.
I just do something with what you have and make it into something else to where they're like, oh, this is an original. This is something I like. So that's where Threads on the Hanger comes in. So
now let me ask you, Miss Gloria, have you always been so creative, or when did you, because I mean, being a hairdresser is one thing, but you've taken this thing to a whole new level. You not only, you've gotten over into the whole creative side. So was this something you just recently discovered, or have you always been creative?
I've always been creative. My mom was like, well, no, if you can't go to a 4-year college, at least you have something, you just need to be able to use it. And I'm somewhat of a stubborn spirit. So you had to, at that time, you had to show me where is it where I can do this or I can do that. And my grandmother said, you can draw, because I draw a lot. And that's the creative side, because I'm like, well, Granny can design cakes and such can do this, but what can I do, And it was God to put these people in my life to say, you can do this. You just need to stop having a stubborn spirit and go on and do it. So
So what do you say to the person that is watching tonight, Ms. Gloria, and maybe they're afraid to take that leap of faith and like following out their passion or something that someone has told them they may be called to do? What do you say to them tonight?
If it's a risk, take it. Take it. Don't sit on your talent, because your risk, if you're taking that risk, you might run into someone that says, hey, you can do this. I need you to do this for me. Or, hey, you can do that. I need you to collaborate with me. And, let's get things jumping. So, I mean, it's no problem to take a risk. Whatever you want to do, if it's your dream to do it, if you cannot sleep and God has you tossing and turning, that's a sign. That's a sign, because that was the sign for me.
Yeah. And I say, I don't know if the phrase is take a bet on yourself or bet on you or something to that effect. But, we make so many investments into other people, and why not take a chance on ourselves? We're going to say take a chance on ourselves. So take a chance on ourselves, because at least if you try, you can't, say what if, right? You'll be able to know. So what are some hobbies that you enjoy outside of your businesses? What are some things that you enjoy doing?
I enjoy traveling. I've always traveled with my family when I was a kid, but last year's trip to Jamaica was what really sealed the deal in for me. So when I was a kid, I would watch PBS, public broadcasting station, and we look at National Geographic and the cultures of the world and how people do certain things in certain countries that we can't do in the United States. Traveling over to Jamaica, I was there 2 weeks before Hurricane Beryl hit. And from the time Beryl hit to the time Melissa hit in Jamaica, the one thing I saw in this group of people was that there's a resilience. And that's what I love about traveling. It's going to see places, resilience, bounce back from all the cares and the wares of the world. So so
that is something I need to do more of, is traveling. I had the pleasure to go on a cruise. Were you on a cruise, or did you fly to Jamaica?
Oh, I flew solo.
You flew, okay. Whoa, solo, really?
Yes.
So you the real deal. Wait a minute, Gloria. You got on a plane and flew to Jamaica by yourself?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Because I figured, well, either I sit at home and think, oh, I would love to go to Jamaica, or punch fear in the throat and get a plane ticket and fly to Jamaica. So I did it.
You knocked it out. You didn't just punch it in the throat. You knocked it out. Well, my goodness. Okay. And how long did you stay?
I stayed for a week.
A
Yeah,
week.
I've celebrated my 55th birthday because recently we had losses. We had loss of relatives and friends, and I was like, well, I can't sit here and say, if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. I
Right.
just got on a plane, booked the ticket, and for my 55th birthday, I was able to go to 56 Hope Road, which is the mansion of Bob Marley, and I got to see all of Negril, Jamaica,
Mm,
Kingston, Jamaica, where Bob Marley was from, and between those two
okay.
parishes, it's like 4.5 hours.
Wow.
So it was nice just to sit in for 4.5 hours and look at all of the countryside, the mountains, and take
Wow.
pictures and videos, and
Yeah.
look at it as that these are not people who sit around with their hands on their shoulders like we don't have a home anymore. These are
Yeah.
people that are going to get up. They're going to get up early in the morning. If it's a tree out in the middle of the road, they're going to have 5 or 6 people move that tree out the road and say, hey, this is our country. We got to get going. So,
I love that. Is beautiful. That is
mhm,
very inspirational right there.
mhm,
Wow. Don't let things hold you back. I mean, you could have
yes,
missed out on some beautiful opportunities and making some beautiful memories. And I bet you got some beautiful pictures from those experiences.
yes,
And if you were there for a week, so you probably made lots of friends while you were there. Am I correct?
yeah. Hmm.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna be going to the Bahamas next year. I've never been to the Bahamas.
Wow.
I've went to one cruise and it was to Cozumel.
Hmm.
But I think we've all been to Cozumel. But I'm really excited about going to the Bahamas next year. So that'll be something I'm looking for. But I'm not going by myself. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. Pray for me, Gloria. Pray for
I
me.
will. I will.
Well, listen, it has been amazing talking to you tonight. As we get ready to come to a close, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you 3 words, Miss Gloria,
Mhm.
and I want you to choose which word stands out the most and tell us why. Okay. So the words are healing,
Mhm.
empowerment, and transformation.
Okay. I'm going to say transformation for me. And the reason why is because for a long time, because of situations in the past, I was always in my shell and I didn't want to do anything. I felt that just do the mediocre, do the bare minimum and get out the way. But
Mhm.
with taking courses and doing research and watching videos and like, okay, this is something that's interesting, to have it to come to fruition to where I'm actually doing videos, taking pictures, posting, and
Yeah.
even YouTube videos.
Hmm.
And people were like, whoa, I could have, I mean, you're one of the very few, you're the rare few, because I always knew you could do stuff like this. And
Yeah.
it helps because now I can see people who are wanting to get help with a problem that they have. And
Okay.
instead of looking at painful, painful procedures,
Hmm.
um, I figure why not do something that's going to be a little bit easier
Yeah.
for those that inquire. So
Yeah.
it's gotten me to where I'm getting out of myself and intermingling and networking with people that say, well, can you do this for me? Or can you do that for me?
Yeah.
And with customer service, you're going to ask the questions. Okay, what would you like? Um, Let me see what I can do for you. And
Right.
with social media and texting and things of that nature, it's easier now to get on one-on-one basis with a customer. Okay, this is where I started. This is where I am at now. And when they get their product back, they're like, oh my goodness, I never thought that this
Mhm.
could be back in its original state, So
Right. Wow.
So it's a transformation for me because it's like I'm getting out of my shell and getting more out there, networking, letting people know, hey, this is what I do. Check out my YouTube channel, Facebook pages, and all of that. So,
yeah. Well, I salute you again for what you're doing. Why don't you tell the viewers how they can get in contact with you? Tell them the exact links, please.
Okay. I can be reached on Facebook, and I'm under Gloria J. Armstrong. You can check out my Facebook page. Some of the items that I have in there is mostly wig making related, if not vegan dishes and stuff like that. And that's basically it for now. I'm working on a website to where if you want to inquire about getting a service done or purchasing a product, I'll have that out too.
Okay. And then what is the name of your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is called Fab and Good Vibes.
Fab and Good Vibes. Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much, Miss Gloria, for coming on tonight. Really good being able to talk to you, learn so much more about you. Will I see you in December? Will you be back at the same location in December?
I won't be back to Ujima Socials until January because December they're having a vendors only event, but it coincides with my working hours.
Gotcha.
And I can't take off as bad as I really want to, especially during the holidays where people are wanting to buy stuff. So it will probably be January, the second Sunday in January during the
next event.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will probably see you in January. Thank you so much for being on tonight. I really appreciate you coming and talking to us tonight. You guys, make sure to support Gloria J. Armstrong. Make sure to check her out on her Facebook page, as well as make sure to click into the links of this interview. No matter when you watch this interview, you'll be able to click into the links and be able to see her contact information. So thank you so much, everybody. You guys have an amazing night. Tune in on next Tuesday, where we will have a very special night of prayer and thanksgiving. And then on Thursday of next week, it will be Thanksgiving. I mean, time has just went by so fast. Yeah. Now, are you going to be hosting a big dinner or anything for Thanksgiving, Miss Gloria?
Well, I'll be working from morning to mid-afternoon, and then from there, I'll be in Fort Worth with my family.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I will be hosting. I'll be making my famous sweet potato pies and putting the whole spread together. So I'm excited about it. I'll start on Tuesday. I'll start cooking on Tuesday, and it'll be a really good, exciting time. So
I'm sure it will be. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. My first podcast interview, and I was letting people know, hey, click on this link and check me out on here on my first interview. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed encountering with you on both of the Ujima social events that we've had.
Yes, ma'am.
Just enjoying the show. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Make sure to continue to share that link because you've got something good going on. All right.
Thank you,
Ms. Gloria. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. Thank you.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, email Stephanie at stephaniemseatontheauthor@gmail.com.